All right, hello. Welcome to a special Dragon Plus not live stream. I am your host, as always, Bart Carroll, joined this time by Bill Benham and Lysa Penrose. Welcome. Really quickly, just a couple of things. First of all, why are we not doing this live? No other good reason than I have some vacations coming up, and I did not want to miss having the Dragon Plus live stream on for.
He's thinking of you.
Yes. Well, thinking of me, thinking of my ego.
He's thinking of you.
But more importantly, also to help drive towards our Extra Life activities. Extra Life is the charitable outreach program we're involved with, raising funds for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. We mentioned it the last couple of times, but this time specifically, we have a D&D adventure in the works, one of several this year for Extra Life, in support of Extra Life, that will be appearing on the DM's Guild, which is a super awesome organization. All proceeds will benefit Extra Life, but to help create the adventure, I've asked Bill and Lysa to join me to help make some monsters and possibly some other things.
Some friends.
And if there's one thing Lysa knows, it's monsters.
Why is that, Bill?
We'll get to that.
So if folks
I'm
haven't...
gonna beat you at this Dragon Plus. Is there a championship belt for this one, too?
There is now. Bill, really quickly, who are you? What do you do here?
Hi, my name's Bill Benham, and I'm an associate producer with the D&D team, and I used to be part of the D&D Adventures League, so used to work with writing some adventures and whatnot, so monsters are kind of my thing.
And we had you on a couple weeks ago. We were going through the creation of Rude Pug.
The Rude Pug, a.k.a.
Sancho.
Sancho.
Sancho or Sancho?
Sancho.
I'm gonna call him Sancho.
And Lysa, who are you?
I do social media for Dungeons & Dragons. I'm also the community manager for Dungeon Masters Guild, where the adventure will be, and also the D&D Adventurers League, because they didn't get rid of me like they got rid of Bill.
And we might be airing this on Wednesday, so what's happening on Friday?
Oh, on Friday, I am the host of D&D Community, as well as a cast member of Tales from the Mists, which is coming back if you like spooky Ravenloft shows.
Yes, we're getting into, I mean, it's August. Before we know it, it's going to be fall.
Yeah, I've already got my pumpkins out.
Pumpkins out, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bill,
Sorry.
please.
Let's keep going.
I just came from our code of conduct training.
Crap.
So
Crap. Notice I said crap, kids.
who are you going to be for Halloween this year?
I have no idea.
Lysa, do you have any
I want to
plans?
I might dress up as my D&D character, Mercy. That would be the easy one because I've got the cosplay already. But I really want to be Glimmer from She-Ra.
Ooh.
She's the sparkliest one. And also a natural leader. I like her.
And you'll be at Gamehole Con for Halloween.
I will
right?
most likely be at Gamehole Con for Halloween, yeah.
Are you?
I guess I will be at Gamehole Con. So I will definitely be dressed up as Mercy.
All right.
Because we're doing a live show
Yeah.
for Halloween. But then maybe I'll change. We'll see.
So yeah, I think I'll be at Gamehole Con as well.
What?
So
Yay!
we'll all be there.
Fun.
That's my alma mater, the University of Wisconsin-Madison. So
Oh.
it's stomping grounds.
My family went there.
Really?
Yeah, I was born in Madison.
Oh, it's a great city. Wisconsin's a great place to go to school. So
They love brandy old fashions in Madison specifically. True fact.
I did not know that. I do know they have a
He
great.
went to school there, so I don't know, Bill.
Who are you going to trust? The guy who's been there twice? No, there's a place called the Old Fashioned. There's a bar called the Old Fashioned. Guess
They have
what
a
they
lot of
serve at the
bars.
Old Fashioned, kids? Old Fashions.
They have a great German bar too, where you get the beer in the glass boot.
Yeah.
Huge.
I gotta
glass
go
boot.
there.
The Essen House.
Okay, I haven't been to
Small
the
plug.
Essen House. I want to go there now.
We'll go.
Right on. Can we have fried cheese?
I'm pretty sure it's a requirement in every Wisconsin bar, pub, restaurant that you have to
It
have.
has to be fried cheese
Fried
curd.
cheese.
Okay, cool. Then I'm in.
All right, I'm going to dive into the tools while my raw horse throat still holds together. So let's make a monster. So again, we've got an adventure coming together for Extra Life. We're going to put some of these monsters in there. I've got the handy dandy. I'm using D&D Beyond, but we can talk about monster creation a bit more, holistically and what goes into it, best practices and so on. But we're using D&D Beyond because it's super good and easy to do. So here's my homebrew collection. Oh no, my homebrew creations. Do-do-do-do. And I fired Pelham's laptop from last time.
Yeah, Pelham's laptop was a jerk, and thus was not invited back. Pelham himself, cool dude. Laptop, jerk.
So this is, we've got Rude Pug.
Yeah.
Sancho. I'm trying to split the difference between Sancho and
distracting
Sancho.
snorts.
Distracting snorts, that's right. That's a real life thing.
So I think we have them on. We do have them up on the screen now. So we used for a model. So again, kind of going back to best practices, instead of necessarily creating a monster from whole cloth, find a good suitable monster as a baseline.
Yep.
And who did we use for the Rude Pug?
We used Caneloth as the basis for Rude Pug. Caneloth is a Yugoloth. It is like a medium-sized demon dog with a long tongue, which is why it was especially kind of applicable.
You're like 9/10 of the way there.
Yeah,
for,
the description's a little different. You rename some of the abilities, and away you go.
Oh yeah, you're also going to watch me type extremely badly and slowly today. So
Yeah.
I'll say that. And before I forget, I'll also mention the D&D Extra Life team page is up now. You can go to it at any time. We do have multiple individual members have already signed up on the page, including Pelham Green. So be sure to donate to Pelham's page. And my page is up as well. I have a donor of 1 at the moment, which is myself. So I'm going to build out from there.
Nowhere
Believe
to go.
in yourself.
But
I think that's important.
But we're working on the AL certs. I'm going to
Yeah.
add some of the AL certs to that page soon. So why don't we start with a new monster here? We kind of talked before we started some potential choices. There's a couple of monsters that we could put into the adventure. That are earmarked for the adventure that we could do, or something totally new and original, because there's Crazy Lab, Monster Lab, where anything could go. But in the adventure, there is an Otyugh. Otyugh?
Otyugh.
Otyugh?
Otyugh?
Sancho?
Sancho?
Otyugh.
Sancho.
Sancho. Otyugh.
I was going with Otyugh or Utyugh is the. I've heard it just give it a real Utyugh.
So,
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Utyugh.
Utyugh.
I feel like that's like a sound it would make.
I feel like there is a pronunciation guide as part of D&D Beyond.
There is.
Wait, can we go to it?
Actually,
and see?
there is a pronunciation
Yeah.
guide for D&D Beyond, voiced by none other than Mr. Matt Mercer.
All right, so I would go into...
Wait, what are you putting your money on, pronunciation-wise?
I'm not a gambling person, so none of the things.
Okay, well, which one do you think is right, Bill?
Utyugh.
Okay, Otyugh.
Now this is me showing my ignorance on the pronunciation guide. I'm in the
Maybe
Utyugh.
maybe it's only on certain monsters.
Or it might just when you're in the monster manual, maybe, I don't know. Or actually, scroll down.
Down.
Go to, yep. Keep going. View details page.
I'm learning. We're all learning.
Ta-da!
Well, thank you for informing me.
Okay, ready?
Turn up the... ready? Is this going to catch on the mic?
Let's do it.
Otyugh.
Can you not hear it?
No.
No.
Otyugh.
Oh!
Otyugh.
Otyugh.
You know what? I'm going to still say Utyugh.
Man, this is a roundabout way to
Otyugh.
say the Otyugh has been a part of the game since they probably found a crazy dime store plastic monster to use.
They were like, it lives in a sewer and eats poop. Let's do that.
But in the original, the first edition monster manual, there was the Otyugh and then the Neo-Otyugh.
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 I also cannot pronounce anything. So the Neo-Otyugh, which I don't believe,
It's not in there.
let's look.
Let's
Well,
look.
someone's already made one. Very short stream. Goodbye, guys.
So yes, there's the Otyugh and the
Reduced threat
threat,
Otyugh.
yeah.
That's like the opposite direction.
Yeah. No, we want to go Neo-Otyugh. So why don't we make one? We'll make an Otyugh. Homebrew creations. We're going to make a new monster.
Yeah.
And probably, quite obviously, we'll use the Otyugh as our baseline creature. Now, if memory serves from the first edition of Monster Manual, the difference between an Otyugh and a Neo-Otyugh, the Neo-Otyugh was a little bit bigger, stronger, and smarter.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I imagine a more difficult challenge as well. So once we get this thing popped up here, we'll start creating a monster. Do. I think it's just the internet in this room is terrible.
Mm-hmm. Creating a monster.
All right, we're going to create a monster. And we'll get this statted up, and Scott Fitzgerald-Gray does a great job doing our development pass and editing, so we'll have him correct.
Fix it.
Polish.
Finesse, fix it.
What do you do with turds, Lisa? Polish them.
In some cases. All right. So we're going to make.
So I wonder what abilities a fancy Otyugh would have.
Let's see. It's a huge trash monster that lives in sewers, refuse dumps, and awful piles.
Yes. It's a smart one.
It is a smarter
Smart
one.
extra big.
Extra
So it's
big.
still choosing to live in filth.
Yeah.
It is.
Like,
Because
would
that's its
or
jam.
would it have like a little top hat? A monocle?
Oh my! This is some lovely filth we have.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I want to build that in there. This might not survive the final cut, but the Neo-Otyugh
Scott, please keep it.
is known to, maybe to select pieces, of trash to enhance
Its appearance.
wardrobe and appearance.
Yes. I like
Again.
it.
That's so cute. Maybe like a shiny one with like tinfoil.
So yes, some may choose metal. What would we say? Bric-a-brac.
Yep, bric-a-brac, that is a criminally underused phrase.
Some may choose others. Look for fine hats and
Just, trash hats.
fine.
Because the eyes are on stalks, so it could mount a monocle on a
Yeah.
stalk. Like that would work.
Yeah.
Monocles,
Or like opera glasses.
Yeah.
etc.
Oh, I say.
They're a sophisticated trash monster.
Yep.
It happens.
That's also my handle on Twitter, Sophisticated Trash Monster.
Like that was my AIM handle.
Lisa just dated herself, boys and girls.
I still,
Past my prime.
I maintain my Hotmail email address. I don't know.
I was recently commenting that there's a very famous author whose name I will not utter, who still uses an AOL account. And I was like, oh, that's cute.
Name, we're going to call him the Neo-Otyugh. Challenge rating, this will probably go up, I
I
imagine.
think it's 7.
7?
Because the depowered Otyugh is 3, the normal Otyugh is 5, the Neo-Otyugh 7.
All right. So we've got
I say 20.
Wow.
Okay.
There's definitely some mechanical
I
challenges
feel like
of cranking this
I'm like
thing
throwing out like ideas, like really good ideas, and they're just being like rejected and tossed aside.
We will make a note of it. Rumors tell of an even
Neo-er.
Neo.
It is
Otyugh.
the Neoist Otyugh.
Challenge ratings. So it's captured.
Thank
It's
you.
There we go.
I feel appreciated.
So the Otyugh comes with limited telepathy. Do we want to increase this
I feel
in some
like
way?
maybe that could be part of how it's smarter. It has better telepathy.
So we just give it telepathy?
Unlimited telepathy can read everybody's mind
No,
everywhere
no,
all the
no,
time.
No.
How about just
Bill
telepathy?
is such a naysayer.
I am. I will say some nays. So for that, let's open another window and pull up like the telepathy description that like devils have, for example. because that's like, it's not just simple messages, it's like they can communicate and just use that language so it's consistent.
Okay, so let's find, but we will mark that down for our
The Neo-Otyugh.
so like a bone devil?
Yeah, let's do Bone Devil. Look at that. Blam.
They have.
They do not have.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, they do. Just telepathy 100. So maybe
just
it's like you don't
telepathy.
have to mark that it's limited.
Yeah, you could just put telepathy
and
however far.
then we might need to give it a language. They can speak.
No, they don't have to have languages if they have telepathy. They just talk to your mind.
But then how do you know what they're saying?
'Cause it's
it could
telepathy.
be like infernal jibber jabber in your mind.
So the limited telepathy, it's simple messages and images to any creature within 120 feet of it that can understand a language.
Okay, maybe that's just how telepathy works.
This form of telepathy doesn't allow the receiving creature to telepathically respond. But that's limited telepathy.
Yes, let's just give it regular telepathy.
Okay, so that would actually go into
Languages.
Yes.
Okay.
We.
So language note override. So we just put it in here. We'll put it in here for now.
Yes.
I feel like the Neo-Otyugh, with its monocle or opera glasses, uses its telepathy to leave Yelp reviews.
Yes, yes. Scathing
Yeah.
Yelp reviews.
Yeah, the trash here was trash.
0 stars. Would not
Yeah.
trash again.
Yeah.
So the unlimited telepathy is able to communicate with
Everyone,
every creature
everywhere, all the time.
across planes.
Yeah, just
creature
everywhere.
Across all planes. Okay, there we go.
It can communicate with anyone in a dumpster on any plane in existence.
So we're pulling out the limited telepathy from special traits.
Okay.
Actions, descriptions. We've got the multi-attack. The Otyugh makes 3 attacks, 1 with a bite, 2 with its tentacles. The bite and the tentacle have various 2 hits, damages.
I think.
So does the Neo-Otyugh, does it have more powerful
Yes.
bites and tentacles, or
More.
even more tentacles?
I would say more powerful.
I would agree with that only because it's fewer things for the DM to track.
Yes.
But if the
Meanwhile.
numbers are scaling up.
Meanwhile, I think 100 tentacles, maybe?
That is
On the Neo,
on the Neo-Otyugh. It is
It has
nothing but a
100.
ball of tentacles
Yeah,
squirming
it's
and
just a
writhing.
bunch of tentacles.
It's just tentacles, basically.
they're like Hydra tentacles. You cut one off.
Yeah,
Two
possesses
long
up to
rotor
100
waste.
tentacles and no fewer than 99 tentacles.
It's a very limited number range.
Of 99 to 100.
But, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's up the bite. The bite for the Otyugh is +6, reach 5, hit 12 average damage.
Let's do this. Go down to the stats. And then we should probably bump
It's strength.
strength, constitution, and
Intelligence.
intelligence.
All right, so let me ask a monster design question then. You're going here. Do you tend to go with the stats first to kind of inform? Okay.
If I want to raise the like the attack bonuses and stuff, I'll go in there and fart around with that.
I do the same, and then also the Dungeon Master's Guide has like a little table of different like CR monsters and like the range of what their stuff should be.
D&G, great resource for this.
All right, so strength score, we're upping that to
50.
I was going to say 20.
20. Con?
Conservative.
On 22.
A little lower than what I would have.
And then
50 for intelligence? Just what about all of them are 50?
So I would say like at least like an int of 10 or 12.
Okay.
I
let's
mean,
say
but it's
12.
got like forever telepathy.
That's the Neo.
That's you keep going back to the neoest Otyugh of them
Okay,
all.
sorry.
And
But
we will-
even the Neo-Otyugh has telepathy. Do you have to have like a certain intelligence to have telepathy? Is it 12?
I don't know. But it's like, I have an int of 4. Your telepathy would be, like, that's it. That's all you would get.
But I thought the language didn't matter.
Really hungry.
So the dex is the same. Cons up, ints up, wisdom, and charisma.
Oh, definitely not charisma.
Okay.
No,
Maybe
no.
it has less charisma.
No.
The Neo-Otyugh's charisma is a -2. Just the base score.
Fair. Balancing it out here.
Yeah.
All the other stats are 50.
50, yeah.
Yes.
But the charisma
But
is the
charisma
dumb
is-
stat.
is-
Yeah,
yeah.
-2.
Of course.
Oops, sorry. Told you they have 120 feet.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got that bumped up. So how might that affect?
I would give it +8 to hit.
Okay.
And 2d8 plus 5 piercing. Or we could get wild with it and do, like, instead of 2d8, like 2d10 plus 5.
Insane.
That, look, I'm walking
I
the
feel
razor's
uncomfortable
edge
in this
right
room
here.
with Phil, this confined room.
Jesus.
Going crazy.
All right,
So
that's gonna
2d10, so it's 5.5 times 2, 11,
11
plus 5, 16.
That's my math dilemma every time.
The 0.5.
Is doing the average
Yeah.
damage on those things.
Yeah, so,
So-
then that's 5.5 plus 5, so 10.5, but I think it rounds down.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
Shh, round up. Make it hurt. Make it hurt, kids.
I mean, for the
round up.
Neo-Otyugh, the dice are the same. The average comes out to like at least 500.
So on the bite, do we want to increase the range? Can it reach farther for where it needs to go?
Oh,
Or is
well,
it 5
aren't they
foot?
supposed to be bigger?
They're bigger.
So is it still large, or is it a huge Otyugh?
Huge.
And if it's huge, then I think its range should increase.
Make it huge. We'll give it a 10-foot range then.
Yeah, it's
On
good.
its
10-foot
bite,
reach. I like
and then
that.
15 feet on its tentacle.
Yeah. What Lisa said.
Yeah.
And then for the bite, it's got a DC 15 con save against disease or avoid becoming poisoned. Do we want to keep that at 15?
Let's make that 17.
Okay.
The Neo-Otyugh doesn't mess around with its disease.
And oh, that's nasty. So your hit points go down. And for the tentacle, same thing. If it targets medium or smaller, DC 13.
Should it
You
be
could-
larger?
Now it could be
smaller?
larger,
Small?
smaller, yep.
Okay.
And bump the DC up by 2. Yeah, let's do it.
So that.
The Neo-Otyugh grapples only Tarrasques.
And tickles them before sending them away.
Well, yes. Let's say witnesses have claimed to have observed a battle between this creature and a Tarrasque?
Yeah.
Not the Tarrasque, but a
A
Tarrasque.
And
Tarrasque.
Tarrasque.
I
Ah,
haven't figured it
Central
out,
Park?
but Tarrasque is so close to the word trash. I'm like trying to figure out a pun in my head.
Trash.
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 Rash. I am all for bad puns, dad jokes, but that one I think
It wasn't
is,
fully formed.
No,
No.
I apologize. I'll see my way out.
it did not land.
Unfortunately, this is not live, so if we did have the chat going,
Yeah.
I'm
They
sure.
would
Yeah.
be all over it.
They're
now.
probably shaming me right now as they watch this.
All right, so we've got the bite up, we've got the tentacle up, tentacle slam. Did we do this one?
I don't think we did
touched
that
this
one yet.
Nope.
So the Neo-Otyugh gets it can grab somebody and slam them. Each creature, so we'll increase this to a 16 con save,
That sounds good to me.
and they will take 3d6 plus 5 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, here, cursor. All right, Lisa, 3d6 plus 5.
3.5, 7, 10.5, 15.5, so 15.
15. All right, there we go.
I bet y'all didn't know that Lisa is a mathematician. It's true.
All right, well, I will go through here and find and replace all Otyughs with Neo-Otyughs. Is going down to the stats, is there
Armor
anything?
class should
Armor
probably be
class.
adjusted.
Okay, what do we want to make 14 from the Otyugh to?
41.
Everything is transposed. This is the easiest way to do monsters.
Yeah.
Just transpose all the
Yeah,
numbers.
no one will guess.
16. How about 16?
Anything else? It's passive perception. It's smarter, wiser.
Well, we didn't make it any wiser, right?
We made it smarter, but not wiser.
Yeah.
You're correct.
And then the hit points
Hit
should probably
points.
go up.
Ooh, we should give it a lair.
Oh, okay.
Because if it's a great big trash monster, like it's pretty Larry. At that.
Larry.
I did. Larry.
Well,
I didn't get any credit for Tarash.
No.
Larry, the Neo-Otyugh.
Neo-Otyugh.
If someone could make a Tarash monster after this, I would feel really validated.
So let's start with hit points first. Do we still like D12?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, 12 D10 plus 48.
So that the 48 would go up because
Okay.
the con mod went up. Constitution score went up by
64?
yeah, I think.
If it's wrong.
If it's wrong, it's wrong. Scott will fix it. Hit point die value. It went up a size category, so let's make it die 12s.
Ooh, okay. So 12 D12 plus 64.
I don't want to do that in my head.
I don't want to do that math either.
I'll do it on the calculator.
TBD.
TBD.
6.5 times 12
Plus 64.
plus 64 is 142.
All right. I like it.
Sweet.
We've got everything there. Any immunity? How is it? It's not immune to poison?
That's weird.
Let's make it immune to poison
Yes.
and disease.
Whoa, it's trying to fill in my...
Poison.
No, it was trying to fill it in with my poisoned with Washington State. So it's like, ooh. No, thank you, Google.
Look, Google's just trying to be helpful.
Thanks, I hate it.
It's trying really hard to be helpful.
It looks like you're filling out a form. God damn it, Clippy. It's immune to poisoned
And disease?
and disease.
I would say make it immune to disease. Is that's apparently not a thing that
Not
we
a
have to
thing.
worry about. Never mind.
Blinded, charmed, deafened, exhausted, frightened, grappled, incapacitated.
All of them.
invisible.
Except for prone. And fall over.
Okay, just poison then.
Just poison then. However, the Neo-Otyugh
Yes.
is immune to all conditions except
Except prone.
prone.
Just because I think it'd be funny if it fell over.
Meh.
Once prone, it cannot stand on its own power.
Ever again.
All right. Are there any other things? It's bigger and smarter. Does it have any spell effects that it could use?
Let's give
Can we
it
give
some
it legendary actions?
and lair actions.
Oh, and layer actions as well.
So for that, I like to go and look at similar CR creatures that have lair actions
Okay.
and see what they do, and then use that to inform the lair actions that I do.
So let's look at. So this is a. What did we say? It's an aberration. It is an
Yes,
aberration.
It is an aberration.
So we'll look at aberrations of challenge rating 7. Mind Flare. I don't know if any of them
I don't
have
think.
Oh, you know how we can screen for that? Go to advanced filters.
advanced filters. It's very simple.
And then go to
Has lair.
Has lair, yes.
And it might not pop any with the. Oh no, the reduced threat aboleth. There is something that is exactly in its
Lair actions.
lair actions. So the reduced threat aboleth, when fighting in its lair, blah 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 blah, can take a lair action to cast phantasmal force. Pools of water surge in a grasping tide. Water in the lair becomes a conduit for its range. So maybe we could replace water with garbage and trash.
Poo.
Poo.
Yeah. Trash, Lisa.
Layer actions. Layer and layer actions. And we'll need to revise this accordingly. We'll update the text. Neo-Otyugh.
And this is an area where you can take that base description and reflavor it enough that when people and your players encounter it, they're not going to be, oh, that's the aboleth lair actions. It'll seem like something different.
So I'll skip the first one. I'll skip Phantasmal phantasmal force at first. Pools of trash.
Trash pools.
Trash. Piles of
Yeah.
trash. There we go. Poodles of trash.
Poodles of trash. Trash poodles.
And then, again, I'll adjust the specific language here as long as we've got the basics down. Trash.
You get pulled into the trash and knocked prone. That
Yes.
sucks.
And
So-
buried.
In the adventure, in the works, the Otyugh lives in sort of this midden pit where the artificer throws all the cast-off body parts that it doesn't use.
Oh,
So it's this
okay.
big, slimy, gross pool of trash.
Ew.
The Otyugh lives at the bottom of it.
So does he make like a hat out of the bones?
Oh, this one does now.
Sweet.
Larry does.
Larry makes he's really into using locally sourced items to create his fashion.
Larry,
stuck there.
Larry uses it like a puppet show. Like having
So
one.
messed up.
Hi, my name's Timmy. Give me food.
So we'll replace water with trash, and do we want to replace Phantasmal Force with a different spell effect?
Yes. Hold on.
What would make a good spell?
Think of gross spells. Like there's infestation, but that is a cantrip, so not quite the same.
Well, let me see what level Phantasmal Force is.
And we can always pop over here as well to the spells. Doodly-doo.
Not phantasmagoric.
I'm bracing Bill. Phantasmal Force is a second level spell.
All right, let's take a look at the second level spells.
Okay. Second level. And there's going to be quite a few. I'll start throwing things out. Blindness, deafness, maybe.
That's a possibility.
Darkness could just scare people. Detect thoughts, because it's got a kind of a telepathy kind of thing. Heat metal, a random grab bag. Mind spike sounds nasty.
Ooh, wait, scroll back up to Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Maximilian's
Like a big-
Earthen Grasp.
Trash.
Yes,
Wow.
where a big hand of trash erupts out and grabs you.
I'm not familiar with the spell, but it sounds suitable, right? Maximilian's.
Ooh, and it restrains people. That's good, because when you're restrained, it gets advantage to attack and flatten you.
Okay.
You specifically.
Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Yeah.
I'll confirm that. And I'm horribly misspelling.
That's fine. You know what Bart didn't get hired for? His spelling abilities.
It's true. It's true. All right. Now he has cool layer effects. So we're going to probably wrap up here in the next 5 minutes for the Neo-Otyugh. We're going to reset and do one more monster here at the next version of this. But we're going to roll right through while we're here in the studio. But for the Neo-Otyugh, any other spell effects or other cool features that we want to provide Larry?
Not that I can think of. Anything I would include would be ribbons. It would be purely flavor.
Ooh. Does it like ribbons?
Ribbons is a metaphoric concept.
I'm glomming on to
Glom onto ribbons. Let's do
as
it.
an actual thing.
Yes.
So
Larry has a sense of fashion.
he loves
Ribbons.
What is a Neo-Otyugh's lair?
Like the whole sewer.
Ooh. Well, that's kind of interesting. It kind of uses the entire sewer system as like a networked.
Because there's so many tentacles, it needs all those places to go.
I like this a lot, but also I wish it was more ridiculous.
Its layer.
It's like an Arby's or something.
Well,
I'm sorry.
because you're a fan or not a fan of the roast beef sandwiches. Its layer is an entire city's sewer system which it uses as a vast neural network.
Like it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he does have a 50 intelligence.
With
He would
a
have like a really good lair.
with a hub located. Also, is there an Arby's in the world of the Forgotten Realms or
Ye Arby's.
beneath? With a hub located directly beneath the city's largest tavern, slaughterhouse,
Latrine.
latrine
Bathhouse.
latrine or latrine or slaughterhouse.
Cesspit.
Yes.
I don't know.
There we go. I like it. I like the Neo-Otyugh.
Yeah. I'm for it.
You're down with it.
I'm really glad I was able to contribute, y'all.
Oh, indeed. So, all right, here we go. I appreciate when we save this thing. This is where I probably lose all of the changes that I made so far. No, there we go.
Hooray!
Created a homebrew monster, Larry the Neo-Otyugh. So thank you both for creating
Yeah, so
the
fun.
It
Neo-Otyugh.
was great.
We'll polish Larry for the adventure and put him in there, and we'll bring back the Neo-Otyugh to the game. He was mentioned in the Dungeons and Dragons episode of The Big Bang Theory this last season.
Oh, wow.
He's
All right.
famous.
Yes, the Neo-Otyugh.
Larry is a famous fellow.
All right, so we're going to we're going to conclude this episode of Dragon Plus, and we're going to come back at a future date when we record another one of these. We're going to come back, but we're going to have to remember what we wore when we come back at a future date so that we wear
Okay, yeah, exact same thing.
exact same thing.
Got it.
And then
I'll do my hair the same.
yes,
Mhm.
exactly the same.
Right on.
I'll have to have the same can of Talking Rain.
Yep.
The only choice left, peach nectarine. Every other flavor,
Gone.
Even plain
gone,
is gone?
gone.
Wow, I also had to grab peach nectarine. And I mean, not,
People
we're very
pretty
ungrateful
upset.
for-
Hashtag first world problems.
Suitable for an Otyugh only.
Yeah.
All right, thanks everyone for bearing with us. We've created the Neo-Otyugh, and we're going to do this again real soon. Bye.